Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to tear into a really powerful monologue, one that basically challenges everything you think you know about the famous magician Zatanna Zatara. This is a raw critique designed to rip down that stage persona and show you the real sorceress underneath. So yeah, let's dive right in.
So the whole thing kicks off with just one single sharp command, and it's spoken backward, Isilare, which of course means realize. I mean, talk about setting the tone, right? Right away, you know this is not part of the show. This is a demand for you to understand what's really going on, and boom, it just throws us right into the deep end of her very, very real magic.
Okay, so right off the bat, the monologue goes straight for the throat, confronting this common idea we all have of Zatanna, that she's just an entertainer, a big spectacle. This whole first part is about peeling back that initial, pretty deceptive layer.
And what's so interesting here is how it just breaks down all the visual stuff we immediately connect with her. You know, the top hat, the showgirl aesthetic. It all just screams performance, doesn't it? The monologue is basically arguing that we, the audience, we see the costume and we just immediately write her off. We dismiss her power as nothing more than a parlor trick with a pulse. We take this incredibly formidable sorceress and shrink her down into a simple stage illusionist.
And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's the core conflict right here. On one side, you've got showgirl, parlor trick. But on the other side, you have sorceress, a weapon of light. What the monologue is doing is drawing this really hard line in the sand. It's separating the fantasy of the stage from the incredibly dangerous reality of who she actually is. Which brings us to the next point. See, the monologue doesn't just, point out the problem. It gets in your face. It directly confronts you, the viewer, for making this exact same mistake. And that's where it starts to feel really personal.
Yeah, and that line, "You are making a dangerous mistake," that's the key. It's not just, oh, you misunderstood. It's not a simple misjudgment. The text frames this whole thing as a dangerous mistake. So underestimating her isn't just, impolite. It's a genuine threat to anyone who does it.
And then it hits you with these really piercing questions. It's forcing you to look closer. It's challenging you to see past the big show, to actually notice her expression. It's severe, right? There's no showmanship. The point it's hammering home is that right here, in this moment, she is absolutely 100% not playing a part.
So, if she's not just an entertainer, then what is she? Well, this is where the monologue pivots. It starts to reveal the absolutely immense and frankly terrifying burden that comes with her power. This is where we get to see the reality behind the fishnets and top hat.
I mean, what a line. This just elevates her magic way, way beyond simple tricks. We are not talking about pulling a rabbit out of a hat here. No, we're talking about staring into the abyss, confronting cosmic horrors, stuff from other dimensions that would literally snap your mind like a twig. That is where her power comes from. And here's the crucial takeaway, right? When she's channeling all that energy, when she's casting spells, it's not for applause. It's not the grand finale of some stage act. It's a tool, a desperate tool for survival. She uses it to fight back this chaotic darkness that's always threatening to just consume our world. It's survival, plain and simple.
Okay, to really drive this home, the source material gives us this really fascinating parable. It's all about illustrating her internal journey, right? It paints this picture of her transformation from a stage performer who's hiding her power to a sorceress who fully embraces it.
And this just maps out her evolution perfectly. Look at these steps. First, she's in the stage cage, right? Hiding her terrifying power behind a shallow little show. Then, step 2, she sees the mirror's ghost. She starts to realize the true price, the weight of her magical lineage. And that leads her to step 3. She walks away from the stage and into the darkness. But here's the thing, not as a victim, but as a commander. And finally, she rejects the whole script that's been written for her and decides to become the creator of her own destiny.
Wow. I mean, what a powerful way to reframe everything. It means her signature backward-speaking magic, it's not just a gimmick, not at all. According to this parable, it is a profound symbolic act of rebellion. By reversing the word, she is literally reversing the destiny that was imposed on her. She's creating her own path, her own power. It's amazing.
So this all builds and builds, and it leads to this final, totally unambiguous statement of power. This is where all that frustration and all those warnings just come to a head.
Here,
She is fully claiming her identity, her purpose. She's not just some magician. She is Zatanna Zatara. And that unique magic of hers, it's not for show. It's a fundamental force that is literally keeping your reality moving forward. I mean, the stakes could not possibly be any higher.
And there it is, the final, stark reminder. After all that talk about the cosmic scale of her job, she brings it right back down to earth with this personal and, honestly, terrifyingly casual threat. That one line just completely shatters that showgirl illusion, and it reveals the immense, raw power she has at her fingertips, just casually.
So the monologue ends exactly how it began, with another sharp backward command. But this time, it's not an invitation to realize. Nope, it's a dismissal. Now, get out. It's like, okay, the truth has been told, the lesson is over, and now you're just unceremoniously kicked out. So, in the end, the monologue leaves us chewing on this one big question, right? How often do we mistake real, true power for just a simple performance? It uses Zatanna as this perfect example to challenge all of us to look past the surface, to see beyond the costume and the stage. Because as she makes so powerfully clear, the performance is never the whole story.